Okay, so let's start then. So guys, quickly I'm going to cover that. Okay, what do you mean by agile process? And from last 5 years, I'm majorly into agile, and I know how exactly it works. Very closely, I have seen the agile process. I have compared both agile as well as waterfall model also. But I really found this particular model is really good. And what is the importance of automation also in agile process? Actually, automation started into the picture aggressively after agile. So agile it's really important these days. 99% of the companies in the market they are using agile, especially all the product companies. If you want to deliver a product, agile is one of the best mechanism. So how exactly? I'll give you that. So there are number of agile processes. We have Kanban system. We have a sprint based iteration, but most of the time we are using sprint based system in agile. So there are different types of agile processes, but this is one of the most famous um, sprint based system where we have to start from the scratch. In Kanban we have for maintenance point of view, if you really want to provide the maintenance for the existing project, in that case we use some different Kanban system or Kanban process. But especially for the new projects, 90% of the cases we will be using sprint based system. Okay, so first of all, agile is a methodology. It's a software engineering model, just like waterfall model. Just like we have SDLC, software development lifecycle. Earlier, we were having V model, prototype model. We were having waterfall model, such kind of things. Same thing we have now, agile model, agile process also. So what we have to do that in agile process, there are number of people. There are different, committee is there. I would say agile committee. We would say, or I would say in agile language we say Scrum team. So in the Scrum team, there are different members are there. So if you talk about who will participate into the Scrum team, so in Scrum team, quickly I'll tell you. Okay, so Scrum team is first of all we have important guy that is Scrum Master. Okay, this Scrum Master is it can be anything. First of all, it can be you and me also, QA guy or developer guy, also Scrum Master. But Scrum Master should be certified, the Scrum certified or Agile certified. He should have that certification so that he can initiate the process, he can improve the process and all such stuff. So he is the expert guy who knows Agile very well. So we have expert Agile, Scrum Master. Then the most important guy we have product owner. Okay, in short we call PO. Okay, we have POs, product owner. Okay, and we can have multiple product owners also, guys. It's not compulsory that that we can have only one or two product owners in a team. We can have multiple product owners. If a huge product is there, module wise we can divide. Let's see, for back end we have different product owner, for front end we have different product owner, like that. Okay, so product owner is the most very important guy who will interact with the business, who will create the user stories, who will define the requirements in the form of user story and give it to you guys. You guys means dev and QA engineers. Okay, and then we have engineers, then we have dev team is there. Okay, and then we have QA team is there. Okay, always remember there is no senior, there is no junior in Scrum team. Everybody is on the flat hierarchy. Okay, everybody is on the that working on the process. Everybody is responsible for quality. Quality doesn't mean that it's my responsibility or it's your responsibility. No, everyone is that in the team they are responsible for the quality of the product. This is the motto of Scrum. This is the motto of agile process, guys. Always remember this thing. Okay, so agile is not like no, you are the QA team guy and you are the QA member, you have to take care about the quality thing. No, everybody is responsible for the this thing, for quality. Now what we have to do that this is the Scrum team, not more than that. Okay, all these four members are there. One more thing, engineering manager, we all are reporting to, let's see, engineering manager. Okay, we are reporting to QA manager, but engineering manager and the QA manager generally they are not allowed to attend all the Scrum processes. Okay, they are just only for people management or technical management point of view. But daily Scrum activities, it should happen between dev, QA, product owner and Scrum master. Product owner, I have already told you, he is the product manager, he is the owner of that particular product. It's his or her responsibility to get the things, to get the requirement from the business and deliver to the QA and the dev members. And dev we'll write the code, we'll design it, we'll define the architecture and everything, and the QA team will work on that. What kind of things are there, and what kind of different frameworks and manual and automation things we have to perform. Okay, that's very important. Now, what we have to do that what is the process? So first process is that in Agile, always remember that okay, we are using number of tools. We have Zira tool, we have Rally. These are the different tools are available. Okay, for tool wise to manage that. Okay, what are the different project management activities we have to perform, product management activities we have to perform, or such stuff. So most famous tool is Zira. So what exactly we have to do, guys? Always remember that first of all, whenever we have to define the product, let's say you are working a product. Your product name is, let's see, what do you call? Let's see, your product name is Marketplace is the project name. This is my product name that I have to deliver this particular product, a marketplace application. This is my web application. Okay, product name, marketplace. So what exactly for this particular marketplace, Scrum Master and the product owner and the dev and QA team, they will sit together first day, and what exactly they will define? They will define two things. Okay, definition of ready, DOR, and definition of done. Always remember, guys, DOR and DOD. These two things are defined by okay Scrum team. What do you mean by definition of ready and definition of done? It means definition of ready means this particular story is ready to pick. This particular story is ready for done. It means I can mark it done. So there are number of factors. It can vary project to project. So I have captured such you know things for you guys. I'll just copy paste. Okay. So guys, always remember definition of done means quickly I'll update. Definition of done means non-functional requirements are met. It means all the performance, all the security testing, all the A/B testing you are performing. Okay, it should be covered. Code review accepted. Whatever that code review you are writing, it should be accepted. Or documentation written or updated. Automation test cases written and passing. Manual test cases are passing. There are no bug issues. Accepted by PO on stage or alpha environment. Design review is completed. Development to production and changes are okay merged to master branch. In your case, maybe in your project, it may be some different definition of done. A definition of done means this particular story. Let's see, the feature name is login functionality and the do the payment functionality you have to perform. So these are the definition of done. It means when all these points are covered, okay, all these points are covered, it means that particular user story is done. It's not like that, okay, specific for dev point of view and QA point of view is done, then we can mark it done. No. According to agile process, if you have defined number of pointers in definition of done, it means okay, it should satisfy all the definition of done pointers. Otherwise, that particular story cannot be marked as done. Okay. Always remember these things, guys. For testing point of view, we have three things. Automation. If you are writing automation of that particular user story should be written and it should be passed. And please be on mute. Okay. And then manual test cases should be passed. You should write the manual test cases and it should be passed, and there are no known bugs. Now the question is then people ask, okay, Naveen, when we have to write the manual test cases? Okay, I'll cover when we have to write the manual test cases. Apart from that, all these things are there. Definition of ready means, let's see, there are so many user stories are there, and when it is ready to pick, okay, within the sprint, a developer should be able to gather the following information from a story. What to do, what exactly we have to do for that particular use story. Let's see, if you are a developer or if you are a QA, you don't know what to do, then how can you pick that story? Because you have only 2 weeks of time, and we should know what to do, how to do, and what exactly the business value is described over there. Okay, acceptance criteria should be defined, guys. Without acceptance criteria, you should not take any user story. If acceptance criteria is not defined, immediately you can raise the question that okay boss, where is the acceptance criteria? Otherwise I'm not going to take it. Nobody is going to question on you. You have full rights in agile. That's the process of agile, guys. In a scrum team, everybody is on the same page. You can find the mistakes in your manager also, in your director also, in fact in CEO also. You can find the mistakes. Everyone is allowed to speak in Agile. Always remember. That is the biggest advantage with Agile process. Okay. Acceptance criteria should be testable. Okay. Story is estimated. I'll tell you how to estimate the story and everything. There is a common understanding in the team. Let's see, 5 developers are there and 3 QA guys are there, and they all are not ready. They don't have any understanding. They don't have any common chemistry, common understanding between the team. That okay, boss, no, I'm not going to take it. No, you cannot do it. I can do it. Such kind of issues and arguments should not happen. Okay, if you are picking the story, there should be a good communication between you, okay, and your team. Okay. Now, optional is monitoring needed. Any such kind of monitoring or such kind of thing, it's optional for you. So DOD and DOR, this definition of done and definition of ready, guys, it can be varied. Okay, depends on your project to project, but these are the major, some very common factors generally I have seen in my career from the different projects from a different company. It depends on the product owner, product manager, and the Scrum team and Scrum master, how exactly they are implementing. So this is the first thing, okay, about the Agile process. Now let's talk about how to create, what is user story, what is epic or such kind of things. So always remember, guys, see, I have this product, right? My product name is, as I told you, that marketplace. So I'll create a space, a dashboard, or maybe a space for okay, in Zira. So we will create a Zira project. Okay, let's see, the name is marketplace, and we will define the dashboard over here. In this particular dashboard, what exactly we are going to do, we have number of options are available. We have backlog, okay, then we have current or active sprint. Okay, current or active sprint is there. So these two things are there in dashboard. You can see that okay, for this particular project. So what exactly we do in Agile, that backlog means, let's see, you have one product and you are in India, and the product marketplace is in US. So product owner will go to US. Okay, he will fly to US for 15-20 days or maybe 1 month. He will understand the business. He will sit with the business guys, and that's why we say that okay, product owners, they travel a lot just to get the requirement. Okay, to know the business, what kind of business it is, what kind of use cases they want to achieve, what kind of things they want to, okay, they want to build up the application on top of that. So this guy will spend some time and define the backlogs. Okay, it's not our responsibility. Defining the backlogs responsibility, okay, it should be taken care by product owner. So product owner will define all the backlogs. Backlog means backlog user stories they will define. So let's see, in my backlog I have around okay, 100 user stories are there in, okay, in my backlog. Out of 100 user stories, now what exactly I have to do? Let's see, my sprint is starting from 1st January 2018. This is my sprint number 101. Okay, in sprint number 01, this is the starting date. What exactly I have to do? Let's see, I'm going to pick 10 user stories. Who will pick? You and me? No. First 10 user stories will be picked by this guy, product owner. So okay, so product owner will take, okay, all these 10 user stories. Out of 100 user stories, he will pick first important small features, or maybe it's up to the product owner what kind of release we are going to do that. Okay, product owner. Meanwhile, what exactly uh, infrastructure team is there, that is called DevOps team. Okay, so DevOps team, they are preparing all the infrastructure and all that stuff. Okay, all those things are defined by these guys, DevOps guys, right? So this is the basic information. Now the actual Agile process, this, okay, the Scrum process will start. So what we have to do, 10 user stories we will pick, and the first day we will have on, let's see, on 31st December 2017. What exactly we will do? We will sit together in a particular room and we will do one thing that is called sprint planning. And what is your sprint name? My sprint number is 01. So we will do the sprint planning for sprint 01. And what exactly we are going to do that? So we know that okay, these are the 10 user stories are there. Okay, and what exactly we are going to do? Dev and QA will participate. We will sit together. We will open one by one all the user stories. Okay, and what exactly we will do? Scrum Master will sit together with us. He will take all the 10 user stories from one by one. Let's see the story number, user story number 01. Okay, he will move this particular user story from backlog to active sprint, and then we will open this particular user story. We will make sure that okay, in this particular user story on the sprint, okay, planning, all the acceptance criteria should be there. Okay, now acceptance criteria, it should be normal plain English, it should be on Jerkin keywords also we can use. Okay, or normal plain business language. Okay, they can use. Acceptance criteria, guys, should be defined. Okay, fine. So acceptance criteria is also there, and all the related information, any conference page or such kind of thing. Okay, CF page is also there, is defined. Now what we have to do? Now what we have to do? We will open this particular story and we will display on the big board, and we will say that okay, let's estimate. So we will do estimations. What do you mean estimation? Means we will give user story points. Okay, what are the different estimations for this particular user story? For user story points means, guys, there are a lot of people, they are getting confused that okay, who will define the user story points? Generally we follow user story points like this: 1, 3, okay, like this: 1, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Okay, like this. And there are some chances are there, there are 0 pointer user stories also there, guys. It's not like that okay, always we have to give the story points. We can give user story as 0 pointer also. So we give this particular series, this is called Fibonacci series. Some people say that okay, if I'm giving 3 user story, it doesn't mean that total number of days equal to 3. No, not at all. There is no certain criteria. I mean, there are no, I mean, specific criteria for that. What I have seen, the best practice, story number 1, 3, 5, 8. 8 means, okay, 8 means it's not like 8 days. 21 means it's not like you are going to take 21 days for that. It's your gut feeling, guys. It's a rough estimation. Always remember that user story points are rough estimations. Okay, rough estimations. So rough estimations means, yeah. So rough estimation means that on the basis of our gut feeling, on the basis of whatever the acceptance criteria they have written over there, on the basis of that we are giving that okay, boss. Let's see, login feature is there. Login feature we have to prepare. We have to create forgot password link also, registration link also, login button also we have to prepare. So developers will think that okay, we have to prepare the backend, we have to prepare the web services. UI developer will see that okay, no, we have to prepare the CSS selector, UI pages, and everything. QA team will see that okay, yes, we have to create the QA task and test cases and automation also we have to prepare. We will discuss all together, and then the combined effort. It's not like that okay, boss, you developers will say that okay, we will give 5 points and you give 3 points. No, it's a combined effort. Always remember, the story points estimations are the combined effort. And then on the basis of that, let's see, for this particular feature I'm going to give, let's see, 8. Okay, or let's see maybe 5. Okay, so 0, 1, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, it's in the decreasing order on the basis of the complexity. Okay, not on the basis of that how much time it will take. Sometimes what happens that okay, sometimes you have to spend 2 days. Okay, but the complexity is so high, and sometimes we are giving 13 pointers also, but we are going to cover in 13 days because number of resources are available, right? So don't calculate that okay, let's see, I have 5 developers, single resource, 1 point I'm going to give, 5 developers means 5 points. No, this is the wrong calculation for the story points. It's a combined effort. No QA, no dev, we have to talk together, and then we have to give the estimations. Okay, now what can we do? We can play to give the estimation. There are some techniques. Okay, give the estimation. There are some techniques that we can play some poker game. Right, in poker game everyone is having one card. Okay, um, on each and every card they have written 0, 1, 3, 5, 8. So let's see, 8 team members are there, and Scrum Master will see that okay, this is a user story, how many points you are going to give. Okay, so let's see, we have a number of 8 developers are available, or they are team members are available either. Okay, let's see, we have Amrish, Avnish, Aditi, Naveen, okay, Hemant, Hemraj, Neha. Okay, all these guys are available. So we will say that, okay, let's see, I'm giving 3, someone is giving 5, someone is giving 5 and 3. So let's see, out of 8, 6 people are saying 5, okay, and 2 people are saying 8. It means who is having the majority? Okay, the majority is going with 5 pointers, and only 2 people are saying 8, but they have to justify why you are giving 8 pointers. So they have to justify it again, they have to give the proper reason that why they think, okay, because other 6 people are saying that, okay, story point should be 5, but 2 people are saying that, okay, story point should be 8, right? So you have to justify. Okay, minority people, they have to justify why are you giving 8. If they justify, if they can satisfy, and they can give the justification, again we say that, okay, let's raise the poker card once again. Now let's see, you are not satisfied, again they say that, okay, yes, uh, out of 8, 7 people are saying now 5, and 1 people is saying, okay, 8. Again they have to justify. So that's why always remember what exactly I'm trying to say. Everybody should be communicated, should be, okay, in sync properly. Okay, we cannot make noise unnecessary, that, okay, no, we cannot ignore anyone, either dev or QA. This is the concept of agile, guys. Okay, let's see, one guy is saying that, okay, 21, and everybody is saying around 8. So 21 guy who is giving 21, this guy has to justify, give the provider justification that why are you giving 21. If he has a valid reason, then maybe he is having the very strong reason, then we can change the 3 points. So this is how we play the poker game, and we give the estimations. Okay, so once the estimation is done, then we will move it to the active sprint. Move to active sprint or current sprint. Okay, so this is move to active sprint. After 31st, 1st January, on 31st December, it was happening like this. Okay, now what we have to do, on 1st January, sprint will start. So same thing, we have to do it for number of 10 stories, guys. 10 user stories. But there are chances. You can say directly that, okay, boss, 10 stories in 2 weeks, in 10 days, we cannot complete. 10 user stories are too much for us. We can reject. We can say that, okay, um, out of 10, I'm going to cover only 6 or 7 user stories. So it's again the team effort, again combined effort you have to provide, right? So after 31st, sprint planning is done. So we will sit together for 2 hours for all the 10 stories. We will discuss about what kind of business it has, what kind of the if you have any doubts, you can immediately discuss with the product owner also. Okay, fine. Now day one start, 1st January. Okay, one by one we will pick. So what exactly the role of dev? Dev guys, they will create their dev task. Okay, QA guys, they will create their QA task. Okay, what kind of QA task we can create? Let's see, we can create QA tasks like QA subtask we have to create, guys. Manual testing or manual test case design. Second thing, you can write automation test case design. Third thing, you can write, let's see, test data preparation. Fourth thing, you can define, let's see, test environment preparation or something like that. You can create your own, okay, QA subtask, and dev, they will create their own subtask. Okay, let's see, they have designed this particular login page, design this particular backend services, set up the databases, set up the environment, or set up the create the Jenkins pipeline, or such kind of things they can define. Okay, into the dev task. But we are not bothered about dev tasks, we are bothered about QA tasks. So we will define and we will start the okay. So initially 2-3 days, let's see, for user story 01 to 05, developers are there working upon it. Within 2-3 days, try to finish all the manual test cases, guys. Whatever the acceptance criteria is there, try to finish all the test cases within 2 to 3 days, and then submit to the PO. So what exactly we have to do? Write the test cases, give it to PO. PO will review it. Okay, for PO review we have to give, and then we will create the final version of test cases, and then done. Okay, that is the process you have to follow for this thing. For automation, obviously PO won't understand, but for automation, you can design like that. That create the automation test cases, give it to for the automation architect or maybe your automation lead or your team lead, and then review it and done. Okay. Now daily basis, let's see at 2 o'clock at 2 p.m. IST. Okay, in office in India, in Bangalore, or maybe in India, let's see. We have this is called Scrum call, or we can say stand-up call. In a stand-up call, what do you mean by stand-up call? The stand-up call, guys, everyone should have only and only 2 minutes, not more than that. Okay, if you have okay 5 team members or maybe 10 team members within 14-15 minutes, this stand-up call should be finished. You should not do any stupid talks in a stand-up call, no other discussions, no arguments, nothing. What exactly you're going to do in a scrum call, in a stand-up call? First thing is that your status. What exactly you have done in last 24 hours and okay, last 24 hours and what exactly you are going to do in next 24 hours. Second thing is any blockers. For dev and QA both. Any blockers? No blockers, nothing. Okay. If any blockers are there, it's a Scrum Master or Product Owner responsibility to unblock you. If you are not able to understand any acceptance criteria, okay, catch this guy, Product Owner. Okay, say that, okay, boss, I'm not able to understand this. Explain me what exactly it is. If you are not able to interact with some other team members, let's see, some integration team or payment team is there in some different office in US. You want to discuss something with them, okay, for integration services or something like that. In that case, what you have to do, you have to discuss, you have to tell your scrum master will contact to these guys, and then he will give you his contact details. You can contact them, he can schedule a meeting with these guys, and then you can discuss with them. If any blockers, immediately within 2 minutes you have to finish. Okay, and it should be finished within not more than 10-15 minutes. Using more than 1 hour for a stand-up call, when will you work? Right, like that. If you in your company, in your current company, if you're taking more than 15-20 minutes, immediately raise the question, why are we taking so much amount of time in daily stand-up call? It should not be allowed, it should not be there. And a stand-up call is daily stand-up call, guys. It should be daily. Okay, if you are, let's say your client is in US or your company on-site company is in US, then obviously you have to take some time, late night calls also, let's say 10 to 10:15, 11 to 11:15, like that, but you have to attend those things. Okay, so this is a sprint meeting. Second meeting is generally we do in between within the sprint backlog refinement or grooming sessions. Okay, this is very important, guys. What do you mean by backlog refinement and grooming sessions within the sprint? The sprint will start from 1st January to 15th January, let's see, or 14th January. So within 1st January to 14th January, we have to have this particular meeting for 2 to 3 hours. So maybe 1 or 2 sessions in a sprint. We can have it. Okay, and what exactly we are going to do? We are going to discuss about whatever the rest of the 90 stories are there in backlog. Okay, we have to pick another 10 stories so that we can prepare for the sprint number 2. Okay, so we have to check what exactly things are there in backlog, what are the different things we can pick. Okay, if any things are missing or any conference page or other things are required, we will do backlog grooming or backlog refinement sessions. Okay, this will be done by product owner. Guys, please be on mute. Okay, okay. So this is the backlog refinement session. Once backlog refinement sessions are done, at least you are working on the current sprint. At least you are, and you are aware about what exactly things are in backlog, what are different things are coming in future for the next upcoming sprints. Okay. Now the third session is that once the sprint is done, then we have sprint review, or we can say final demo to the business. So this can be done by who is going to give this particular demo, PO or any QA guy or any dev guy who can give, okay, what exactly features and what are different things you are defined over there, right? But make sure that, okay, once the stories are done, we have to follow this definition of done. Once all these features, I mean definition of done, according to your project, if you are defined, make sure that okay, definition of done is satisfied, then only you can mark it done, and then only those stories are ready for demoable. Only those stories you can give demo. Okay, so this is the sprint review part. In sprint review, we will show other things also, that what is a velocity. Okay, what is a velocity you have achieved? Velocity means a percentage. Okay, what exactly the progress you have achieved, how many stories which are marked as done, how many stories on the basis of the story points we will calculate the percentage. Okay, so velocity is always, remember guys, that velocity is what? Velocity is the what exactly the sprint success rate. Maybe it's sometimes it's only 10%, maybe it may increase to 30%, right? So this is very very important guys. Maybe some people are getting 90% velocity also. Let's say you have picked 10 user stories. Okay, so how to calculate velocity? Let's say you have 10 user stories, and for 10 user stories, each user, let's say you have given different points. One story, one number story, three story point, five story points, eight story points, or maybe 13 story points, like that. Okay, and like that, let's see your story number of stories are 80. Okay, total is 80. Let's see, let's assume that, right? But let's say you have completed only 4 user stories, and the total is around, let's see, 30. Okay, so this is the very poor performance, that okay, at least 80 divided by 2 is 40. Okay, 50% at least you cannot cover. It's around 40% velocity, or 40 to 45% you have achieved. Okay, so this is how we calculate the velocity. Velocity is always in percentage, guys. What is your success rate? It means, let's say you have achieved only less than 40% or less than 30%. It means there is a problem with your team, problem with your estimations. Why did you pick all those stories if you are not able to complete that? Why did you commit on that then? Okay, so this is how we calculate the velocity. Okay, in a sprint review. Okay, and once after a sprint is done, we do sprint retrospective. Okay, we will do a couple of activities over there. We will play some games, and first point we will discuss about that what went well in this particular okay sprint, what went wrong, okay, other improvement areas. Okay, we have to discuss about it, what exactly went well. Okay, maybe some dependencies were there, maybe PO was not clear, maybe acceptance criteria was not up to the mark. What exactly went well, that okay, yes, we collaborated as a team very well, we designed the automation test cases, we designed the test cases properly, or maybe all the issues got fixed within time. Some what went wrong means, let's see, you have 10 days of a sprint, 2 weeks of a sprint, and you are getting the build on ninth day. Okay, the feature is given to you on ninth day, so you have only 1 day of time or 2 days of time to finish the complete QA part, right? So this is a disaster thing. Like, you can raise this question, right? In sprint retrospective, you have to raise such questions. Maybe documentations are missing. Okay, maybe PO is not available. Okay, maybe planning was not proper. Maybe we gave the wrong estimations. Maybe we picked unnecessary, very high estimated stories. Okay, let's see, you have picked 5 stories having 21 pointers, right? That is a mistake. That is the biggest mistake that you have done in this particular sprint, right? Let's see, you have taken story point as one, and okay, the story point one you have taken, but you took around 4 5 days to complete it. Okay, with 4 5 resources, it means you unnecessarily spend 5 days in one story pointer. Again, that is the wrong estimations. So we have to improve different estimation techniques. We have to use different games, we have to play such team building activities we have to perform. Okay, so that's why, like, companies, they do team building activities and such kind of things. It's scrum master responsibility. They are certified, they know all these games. It's their responsibility that how can we improve our estimations and okay, and the process. So in sprint retrospective guys, we do such stuff. Okay, like that. So this is the complete okay, agile process, and one sprint retrospective is done, sprint is over, and review demo is everything is done, and on 16th or 17th January onwards, we will start our sprint number 02, and we have to follow the same thing. We have to start sprint planning again, give the estimations, make sure that okay, this time you're giving the proper estimations. So step by step in every sprint, it's not like in the first sprint your velocity is around more than 50-60%. No. Okay, sometimes it happens that you stuck somewhere, maybe environment is down, maybe team is not available, maybe someone is getting married, right? Or maybe someone is not well and he was absent. So obviously it will impact the estimations, it will impact the velocity, right? So there are certain reasons, but always remember these estimations are rough estimations. With our gut feelings, we give the estimations. These are not the standard and constant estimations that okay boss, if you are given 13 days, within 13 days you have to complete. No, it's not like that. Okay, so this is my understanding of agile process. I have worked upon agile, I mean, a lot from my last 5-6 years, and this is the very crisp description I'm trying to give it to you guys. Okay, we can have one more session later on that okay how to give the story, I mean acceptance criteria, and how to write the test cases, manual test cases, and all such stuff. Okay, or there are some other poker games and estimation techniques also I can tell you later on, but not in this session. Okay, so this is about agile process. Okay, any question?
Yeah, it will be updated in Jira, right? So
Yeah,
Jira,
Jira. Yeah, for all those things we are using Jira tool for those.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so Jira is the universal tool, guys. Most of the companies are using Jira. It's amazing tool. Okay, we can have one session on Jira also later on. Yeah, next question.
Naveen, what are CF pages?
CF means conference pages. Okay, we have wiki pages or conference pages are available. Means it's a documentation. Generally these days we don't write our important documentation on Word document, on PDF. We do conference pages are there. Okay.
Okay.
I heard there will be less documentation in Agile Scrum. So how can how the requirements will? Do we have to look at the user stories directly on Jira tool, or
Yeah.
any documentation that they will provide?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Now, guys, what happens, especially in Agile? See, in Agile, the biggest limitation is your time. We don't have time for that for a documentation. It's not like your waterfall model that we used to have SRS document and design document and some other a lot of business documents we used to have, right, in waterfall model. But SRS is requirement and traceability matrix, such things we don't create. We don't do in Agile. Very less documentation. Everything is available in the form of stories. That's why we pick small use cases, small stories we pick, small requirements we pick. Okay, in a particular user story, we define the acceptance criteria, and on the basis of the acceptance criteria, we have to write the test cases. Acceptance criteria, okay, is one of the important document for us to design the test cases. Apart from that, let's see some conference pages or some document they have prepared. Let's see email configuration. What will be your email template? What are the different attributes you are going to define in your email? What will be your email content body? Such information they can provide in conference pages or wiki pages, but not more than that. And don't expect any documentation. If you're joining a new company also, don't ask such questions that, okay, where are the documents? In Agile, very less documentation is there.
Thank you, Naveen.
What is the role of team lead in a team in agile process?
Sorry, what?
What is the role of a team lead in a team in agile process?
See, there are no leads, there are no managers, guys. Okay, if I'm 10 year experienced guy or you are 1 year experienced guy, there are no leads. Everybody is on the same hierarchy in Agile. That is the first rule of Agile, guys. Okay, maybe work wise you have more experience, but when you're talking about the Agile process, everybody is having their own work. Everybody has to contribute at their level. So the role of team lead or such kind of things, there is no role. Okay, so it's a team responsibility, but at the minute level they can check your code review. I mean, they can do their code review, they can suggest you, they can review your test cases as a team lead or as a manager, like that. Okay, but everyone is responsible. It's not like that okay, tomorrow we are getting a production issue and product manager or maybe your team manager or team lead is saying that okay, why did you why didn't you catch this particular issue? No one can blame you in Agile. It's team responsibility. Quality is a team responsibility. Always remember, it's not QA responsibility.
Who defines the acceptance criteria and what does it include?
So acceptance criteria, it's not yours and my responsibility. Acceptance criteria is always defined by this guy, product owner guy. Product owner will discuss with the business and he will write the acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria is nothing, just a normal different you know, a description he has to write. Okay, there are different formats are available. I can share some formats with you guys with jerkin keywords he has to write. Like as a business user, I want to log in into that application. Then I go to a product page. Then I select Apple MacBook, and then I click on this. And then as a business user, I should be able to purchase a laptop like this. So such plain English business requirement, he will write it over there. Okay. Any other question, guys? Guys, you can ask like if you have any questions. Feel free to ask if you have any stupid questions also. I won't mind because it's very important to understand Agile. And with this session, I think you can crack any interviews. Most of the interview like questions you can easily crack, especially for Agile.
Okay, let's say if I didn't complete the test case under the sprint, I mean, like we have discussed before, what will be the workaround for that? I mean, if I say that I can complete, I mean, I have given some 5 points, but I couldn't able to complete that at that point of time, how the situation will be in the company
See,
or in the team.
yeah. So first of all, your responsibility as a QA to design the manual test cases. If you have committed
Okay.
that yeah, I'm going to do that, you have to try your best to complete it, but you have to justify. That's why we have daily stand-up
Okay.
calls. That's why we have daily stand-up call that why you are not able to complete. Tell me the reason. Okay, you can ask question with anyone. Let's say UI developer, they are backend is done, but UI is not done. That's why you can say that okay, UI flows are not available. That how can I execute my test cases? It's not ready for testing, right? So you can question
Okay.
anyone, but you have to justify your answer. What is the reason? If your answer is properly justified, then obviously that's a valid reason. You are blocked. Maybe acceptance criteria is not defined properly. Maybe you are not available. Maybe you are busy in some other work, right? It could be any XYZ reason. So you have to justify it. But nobody is going to blame you that okay, or nobody is going to poke you that okay, why you are not doing that, right? And then if it is not done, we have to move it to the next sprint then.
Okay.
Guys, always remember agile process is used for integration between the team. Okay, that is the important thing. Agile process, it's not like that. Okay, that only one or two guys they have to work. No, agile means integration between dev and QA, integration between your dev with product manager or product owner, QA with product owner, scrum master. They all have to work together properly.
Naveen,
Yeah.
regarding the definition of done and ready, how we can make sure that uh, are they going to update any status like definition of done? Because I didn't work on how the status, how will it update the definition of done?
Mm-hmm. See, definition of done is again we have to sit together. Okay, as a team, and then we have to discuss all these definition of done. That okay, these are the definition of done we are going to complete. And definition of done is one-time activity. Okay, from the beginning itself that we defined okay, these are definition of done and these are definition of ready. But later on, if you want to add or maybe you want to subtract or maybe you want to remove some pointers over here, also, you can remove that. Okay.
Okay. It's all PO responsibility, mean to say.
All it's
Like we're checking all.
responsibility and yeah, all Scrum Master responsibility. They have to discuss with
Yeah.
you guys, and then on the basis of that, they will define definition of done and definition of ready. Okay, so always consider these definition of done and definition of ready whenever you are going to complete any task, whenever you are going to pick any user story. Also, always remember these two things in your mind. Then only you can work in agile process. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to.
Okay, Naveen, I have one
Naveen,
question. This
Okay. Yeah, last question, guys.
okay, no, okay, Naveen, I have
yeah,
one question that the definition of done and definition of ready, I'm doing it initially, but how can I review the code initially? The code will be prepared later on, and automation test written and passing. This will be prepared on later on. So how can I
No,
do
no,
it? Is
no. These are the important rules you are defining in the beginning itself. That definition of done, it means a particular user story can be done when we fulfill all these things, right? That is
okay?
one
Okay,
definition.
that means that
So we are defining such rules beforehand.
okay, I got it.
Okay.
Naveen, as you have told that there is no hierarchy and all of the person are working as a contributor. So it's supposed to be project should be shut down. So who is responsible for that?
Entire team is responsible for that. Entire team will be fired.
So firstly, who will be discussed for that?
Sorry.
Who will be discussed for that? Initially, supposed to be some of the anything critical, something in the middle of the project. So client with the client member. So who will be firstly discuss the things,
Business
sit
guy.
together with the client and
First, it will be informed to the business. Business will see that okay, he will catch the product owner. He will see that okay, it's a product owner responsibility. If it is a product owner responsibility, product owner will be fired immediately. But product owner has done a great job, but you guys are not doing that. The entire team will be some action will be taken on the entire team, not on the specific person. It's not like you and me are the QA. We missed that particular bug. It's not like that. It means it's product owner responsibility that he didn't review that particular bug. Maybe he didn't review the test cases. Okay, like that. It's a team responsibility always.
okay.
You mean fired from the current project or from the company itself?
I'm kidding, guys. Like a fire means like yeah, some action will be taken. Okay, don't feel like
No, actually, so one of the interview question is that, so
that.
that's why I'm asking that.
Okay, so cool. I think this is the overview. I think I'm sure that okay. I mean, maybe it really helped you. I mean, definitely it will help you in future for crack any kind of agile process interview, guys. You can take the screenshot of this. Okay, if you really want to take it. Otherwise, I'll share this on my Facebook page also. Okay, so cool. Thanks for joining. I'm leaving now. I'll see you in the next session.
Thanks, Naveen.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye bye. Bye.